Meet the Mathewsons. They're a dynasty of dealers.
It drives really well.
With a love of classics.
It's only condensation.
In Thornton-le-Dale, gateway to the North York Moors, they auction over 2,000 rare vehicles every year.
42,000, the red E-Type, the stunning car.
All walks of life. The cars fetch people together.
I'm ecstatic.
Head of the family, Derek.
It's got to be the best job ever, isn't it? We're sort of living a dream.
Trusted lieutenants, sons Paul
Not everybody's cup of tea.
and Dave.
There's Dad's way, and there's Dad's way.
Keeping them all in check and dealing with the punters, Sarah.
Somebody could ring today with some fabulous vehicle that's been sat in a barn for 50 years. You have no clue.
It's the chase, it's finding it. So you get up every morning thinking, what am I going to find today?
This is a family's love affair with cars that have lived a life.
Someone's cherished a car and loved it, and I think it's just great. I think it's absolutely superb.
A passion that can be turned into brass. On sale this week.
Bentley S3, 1964. Picked it up myself, went over to France with a lorry.
A very nice car. I asked a friend to contact a possible seller. Mathewsons.
Bonjour, monsieur.
It's not a practical vehicle.
Mini Moke. Now then, find two of these today.
Obviously, it's got no sides on it or anything like that.
Ford Fiesta XR2. Beautiful, isn't it?
This car has been like a wife. It's given me many headaches and many frustration, and many issues and problems, but you work through them.
Today at the garage there's a frisson of excitement. It seems that one of the world's most glamorous classics needs collecting from Normandy in France. Derek has volunteered.
I'm trying to book a ferry. That's it, look, booked for Tuesday, Wednesday. But I don't know if he wants to go in the evening or go in the morning and stay with Philippe. He needs to make his instructions a little bit clearer, doesn't he? Otherwise we could book him in at the Moulin Rouge.
I don't think he'd complain at that.
He wouldn't, would he? He did say, I don't want to share a cabin with a hairy-bottomed truck driver. So, what I want to know is how he knows that most truck drivers have got hairy bottoms.
The car in question is a majestic Bentley S3 from 1964.
She's beautiful. Everybody looks good on a photo though, don't they?
Derived from the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, the S1 cost £6,305, including tax and optional power steering. The S2's new aluminium V8 was quicker. A convertible version is as good as it gets. Really nice ones go for about £200,000. Cheaper models are available. The S3 is identifiable by its twin headlights. Peter Sellers was a serial buyer of a car so classy it had a special padded bit to stop you hitting your head on a forest of walnut. In a cellar in Normandy, a very glamorous British car. The S3 has had a comfortable life, preened and pampered by current owner Philippe Clan.
I bought the car 27 years ago. It was a very nice car.
Philippe has tried to sell the Bentley in France, but there's a problem.
Paris drive is right hand, and the French don't like it. I asked a friend to contact a possible seller. Mathewsons.
We're going to Portsmouth and jumping on the Q3 boat, ferry to Cairns. Cairn, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, Cairn I think. As luck would have it, apparently the place we're going to is only 12 miles or something like that from the ferry.
It's all going so well, it's like someone's actually planned the trip. A few hours later, and Derek arrives at his hotel in Cairns. Or is it Con?
Prenez-vous le petit déjeuner.
Pardon?
Vas-y.
Are you going to have breakfast tomorrow?
English breakfast.
No.
No, yeah. Sausages, bacon, eggs, tomatoes, fried bread.
Les 2 jours.
For the both 2 days?
2 eggs.
Tu,
Yeah.
It's gonna be like boiled, right?
Boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Thank you very much.
Good night.
I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
See you tomorrow.
Bonsoir, bonjour, I get mixed up.
After Le Grand Kip, Derek's up and ready to collect the beautiful 1964 S3 Bentley. But first, a hearty French breakfast.
Do you think that could be butter?
And an extra gift from the management.
Bonjour, monsieur. Or bonsoir, as it was last night. He's humouring us, isn't he, really? That's what he's doing. Oh, put himself out for us, I feel.
Back in Yorkshire, and Derek's Kingdom of Classics has a new head of cars. Younger, dynamic, Dave.
My dad always used to have a few Fords kicking about, and they produced the poor man's sports cars, didn't they? So if you wanted a sports car back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, really, you had a Ford if you could, you know.
And if you couldn't, now is a good time to make up for it. Dave's off to collect one that has a permanent place in the Hot Hatch Hall of Fame. The sound of 1982 can often be heard in this part of Wakefield. Rob Thackeray has a special bond with his Mark I XR2, or as he affectionately refers to it, Deggy.
You look at new cars now, and it doesn't matter if it's the base model or the sports model or the executive model, they all look the same.
Oh, you're a pleasure to drive, Deggy.
Back in the 80s and 90s, when they did a hot hatch or a sports car, they got better paint jobs, they got different wheels, different body kits. It was so striking, and that's what makes the difference.
If I didn't know you, Deggy, I'd believe you're enjoying this photo shoot. Aren't you?
But Rob's putting on a brave face. He was responsible for bringing Deggy back from the dead.
It's lightened, it's balanced, it's got bigger pistons, it's got an eye-lift cam, it's got your 4-branch manifold.
But soon they must be parted. And he's not taking it well.
Nervous, sad, lots of mixed emotions really. I've owned her for nearly 9 years. This car has been like a wife. It's given me many headaches and many frustrations and many issues and problems, but you work through them. Spent many a loving hour with her. You become one with a car and you can't really describe it.
But there are others in the marriage. In fact, there's a whole harem.
13, 14. I'm paying £300 a month for storage for cars. So some have got to go.
Little car looks clean. Rob?
Yeah, she's not bad.
It's all right, isn't it? Yeah.
She's an honest example.
Yeah.
What you don't find much nowadays.
No, you don't, mate, you're right. Now, you told me on the phone that the blue ones have a different trim.
Yeah. All the other colours have red and blue. The blue one has the white and blue.
Gotcha.
That's why this was a dearer optional extra.
Is that right? So this was the most expensive one you got?
Yeah. There's the original sales brochure in the glove box.
The Ford guys like all that, don't they?
Yeah.
But hardcore Ford fans are also sticklers for originality.
All my friends have ribbed me. They said, put it back to original, you'll get more money for it. I've been ribbed because it's got a sports exhaust.
Yeah.
I didn't have the original centres in the pepper pots. It's not so much the money, it's I want it to go like this.
To be fair, I agree with you. I think it'll probably drive and sound a lot better than it did before. We're on the same page, mate, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Dave's also taking this 1990 Escort Bonus, a basic beauty with only 30,000 miles on the clock. Rob's been holding it together. But seeing Deggy drive off to the transporter has set him off again.
How you doing? How's it feel?
Not good. Not good, actually. I suppose it feels like when your child moves out or gets married. Yeah, that wasn't a good minute just then, watching that go. But we've got to move on. If I keep telling myself that, I might believe it, might I?
Hopefully, a good sale price will cheer him up. Rob's agreed a healthy reserve for Deggy.
He's been real sensible on this, 10 or 11,000 quid, a real sensible buy.
Normandy, France. And Derek finally gets to see the 1964 Bentley S3, owned by Philippe Clan.
Pleasantly surprised. Always, as we know, we always check the door shuts first. Nice and crisp, lovely door skins, lit round nicely, not full of filler. So I think it's a nice example. The wood's extremely good. The leather's in fine condition. It's very original. It's obviously had paintwork, it's been painted, but a long while back. So it's nice in as much as that what you see is what you get with this car. It smells right, it feels right. I think it's going to prove a very, very good buy for somebody.
Daylight usually shows up any flaws.
A nice colour scheme, I like it very much. I'm not over keen on the very wide coach line. I like the more pinstriping like this one, but it suits it. It doesn't detract from its appearance. I think it looks extremely nice. Very, very genuine original condition. It really is 25,000 plus. What a shame about the weather. We're done. Very good to meet you. Very nice to meet you, Philippe.
Very nice travel.
And we will, and we'll keep you informed of what goes on and how we go on. But we'll talk on the phone.
Okay.
Thank you now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
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 This fine piece of British heritage will soon be heading back to its homeland. Philippe can only describe his feelings in French.
Et comme mon âge est important, ben, je trouve que c'est difficile de sortir une voiture de cette catégorie. Malheureusement, je m'en sépare. Je suis très triste, très ému et très peiné finalement de me séparer de cette voiture que j'aimais beaucoup.
As Derek boards the ferry, he's hoping the rest of Team Yorkshire are having an equally good time.
They'll be loving it, won't they? Oh, absolutely. They'll be having a whale of a time, I would think. Pressure's off. And they haven't got somebody coming in every 10 minutes saying, what's new, what's happening, who's been on, and all the rest of it.
I love it. I love it. I really love it. What was that? What is it that the bloke brought in yesterday then? Is it just boxes of nonsense?
That Derek said.
That Derek said, yeah, fetch it in, fetch it in. 38 items. Already got all of these to work through.
There's radio silence from the culprit.
Derek's disappeared.
And where is Derek at the moment?
Hopefully on a ferry.
Looking forward to getting back to old Blighty. And I'm pleased that we've done it. And it's been an interesting trip. Met some nice people, got a nice car.
Today, Paul has got an unusual collection booked in. His task? To head north for one of the world's quirkiest vehicles.
I'm just south of Newcastle to pick up a little Mini Moke. I don't actually know a lot more than that at this stage, in all fairness. We've only ever had two, I think, that I can recall. But they're very popular. They've got a big cult following. They're like a 2CV.
The Moke played a starring role in the surreal 1960s television series The Prisoner.
I've heard about it. I've never seen it before my time, I'm afraid.
It's not a practical vehicle. Obviously, it's got no sides on it or anything like that. Other than putting a crook lock on the steering wheel, there's nothing much more you can do.
Mike Hutchinson bought the Moke just 6 weeks ago. He doesn't sound like a fan, but he is.
It's not the fastest car in the world. You couldn't go up and down the motorway on it, that's for sure. But if you've got a car like this, you could park it next to a Ferrari. They wouldn't take pictures of the Ferrari. You would have a crowd round you within 5 minutes. You could probably buy 4 of these for what you could buy an E-type Jag, and it would probably give you just as much pleasure.
First produced in 1964 and named after a dialect term for a donkey, the Moke was designed by Sir Alec Isigonis, just like the Mini. The thought was the army could chuck it out of planes on a parachute, but its poor ground clearance made it a total disappointment when it landed. The flimsy ute fared better as a beach buggy. Of the 40,000 produced, only 10% stayed in the UK, and they were still made in Portugal until 1993.
No, it looks lovely though, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, they're a great little thing, aren't they? You don't see them, do you?
You don't.
You know,
no,
the guys that follow them, of course, they'll see them, won't they?
Yeah.
But the rest of us, you know, you just see them once in a blue moon, don't you?
Yeah.
Before it leaves, a quick modification to prevent the roof ending up in the Tyne.
Should we drop it down?
Yes, if you pull the ring.
Whoa, there's finger trappers
and then you push that forward, Paul.
Yeah.
That's it. That takes the tension off.
That's all right, isn't it?
And then you just take these off here, right?
Yeah, and them, do we?
And that one, yeah, that's your tensioner strap, I think.
They all fall down together.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, that took in there. Yeah. That's better. It won't flap about so much.
Yeah.
Shall we get it on?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, yeah, it's going to auction.
Mike's Moke could net him 15 grand, but he plans to use the money wisely by renovating another one for summer.
The other one that's getting done up, that one did have a heater in, but I've decided not to put one in because I think it spoils them.
Derek is back in Blighty in time for the next auction. He's convinced that standards have slipped whilst he's been away.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and where is everybody?
Search me. They're all laying in bed, aren't they, the lazy blooming devils?
Derek needs to put his foot down, show everyone who's the boss around here. Time to deploy the Bentley S3.
Wonderful bit of kit. You drive a normal car, you travel in a Bentley. That's the difference. In them days, you basically made it. I think that was the fair way of summing it up. You'd made it. And
your waves become very regal, Derek.
I can't help it. It's daft, isn't it? I've become very, very gentlemanly.
So you've perfected your wave, and you're holding your head up high.
Yeah. Well, you've got to look down your nose at people, haven't you? The peasants and that sort of. If there's any peasants about, then I would obviously look down my nose at them now, and just give them a cursory wave. You know, just basically get out of the way. Really, that's about it. Because I'm not stopping. It's a Bentley. There's just something very, very special about the Bentley. I think it's probably the size and the build quality and the power, comfort. They are the nicest driving car in the world, really.
As auction day begins, prospective buyers weigh up what's on offer. When it comes to the S3, all 5 senses are needed to really appreciate the quality.
When you smell new leather, it has a distinct smell, but when you smell inside this car, it has an old leather smell, which is absolutely lovely. It also shows that the car's been well kept. You know, you can't smell any moisture or anything like that, so definitely a car worth looking at, this one.
Owner Philippe's friends, Alf and Linda, are here. They've been driven in this Bentley many times.
Philippe, who owns the car, has kept it polished, so it's in #1 condition from a shiny point of view, you know. Hopefully as soon as it's sold and we get a price on it, I'm going to ring him and say, there you are.
Bentley S3, 1964.
Picked it up myself, went over to France with a lorry. Lovely, lovely people. So your chance to buy it today. We've got some interest on the books. Start me on it. I want 20. 20, whereabouts? 18 then, 18, we're away. 18.5, 19, 19.5, 20, 20, 25, 20,500, 21, 21,000, 21, 21,500 down the middle, 22, 22 on the phone, 22,500, absolutely genuine, 22,500, 23, 23, I should think so, it's an S3, 23,000 submitting it, 23.5. 23,500 submitting it. 23.4. 24. 24,000 pounds. Submitting it then, 24. Is the 24.5? 24.5. Let's not forget it's an S3. 24.5. It's a Bentley, not a Rolls, the one we want. 24.5. 24.5. 25. 25,000. 25,000. I dare sell it. I've got discretion. I dare sell it. 25,000. 25,000 pounds. Going. 25.5. 25,500. Sold, 25.5. Thank you very much for your bidding. Lovely car, lovely.
Ah, bonjour Philippe, ça va? Yeah, nous avons 25 500. Ah oui? Ah oui, très content, très content. Ok, au revoir Philippe. Au revoir. Bye-bye. He said he'd hoped to get more, but that's the way it is, isn't it, you know? I thought, ideally, if it had got to the 30, it'd have been okay, but 25,500 is okay. On the day, it's okay, you know?
At Mathewsons, the definition of a classic changes with time. 80s hot hatches like Deggy, the XR2 with its 11 grand reserve, now share the showroom with the seniors, spanning the age divide, like Derek and grandson Jack.
These old fuddy-duddies moan about these lads tearing about in cars and that sort of thing and all the rest of it. Exactly what we done, exactly the same thing. But you look at some of these lads, like Jack's mates and all the rest of it, but they look after their cars, they keep them nice, you know. And I think it's brilliant. And as long as those guys keep looking after a vehicle, I don't care what vehicle it is, you know, as long as they appreciate it, I think it's brilliant, don't you?
Also on site, the bog standard Escort Bonus from 1990 that arrived with the XR2.
I think you're getting an awful lot of car for very little money. I think it's guided about 3,000 to 4,000. I love this little base stuff. It's just great, isn't it? I mean, there's nothing. I think it's got central locking from memory, but probably not. So there's nothing. There's no power steering, there's no electric windows, there's no ABS, there's no traction control, there's no catalytic converter, there's nothing. Brilliant, just basic, manual choke, electric start. That's it. Yeah, brill.
There's been a lot of inquiries about these two mint condition Fords. The final sale prices could be higher than expected. In the showroom, there's a small window of opportunity for Dave and Paul to catch up with some jobs.
Yeah, go on like that. Go on. Go on. Other way. Yeah, round, round, round. Well, he's getting there, isn't he? Trouble is, he don't know his left from his right.
But there's one chore they've been putting off for years. Replacing the gates of the backyard.
The old ones have been in 25 years, something like that. They've had it, and we're all fed up with lifting the gates every day. We're going to put some new gate posts in and then make some new gates. That's made a mess. Oh, you pig. Got your finger?
Tasks like this are nothing new for Paul and Dave. It's the Mathewson way.
My dad, he'd go and meet them from school and have old gear with them and all the rest of it, and they'd come straight over to the garage and straight in the workshop, helping one of the lads, you know, Big Jeff or Steve Poulter, you know, take a gearbox out and all the rest of it. I mean, David was doing clutches when he was 8-year-old.
It's a bus ride out, that, isn't it?
Consequently, they were very capable lads, you know, as we've seen today. I mean, Paul's been out there making the gates.
If only a certain person had done this years ago, eh?
I don't have to tell him. We knew there was gates to be repaired and made or replaced, so he just got on and do it.
If everybody gets fed up with cars and can do this for a living.
Yeah. I wish I'd have done years ago.
Good job David ain't doing it. It'd be taking all his nail varnish off, wouldn't it? And we'll have to advertise. The site's having a massive revamp. Reminds me of those nightclub refurbs. They used to have it in Scarborough, didn't they? And they have a bit of black emulsion and a new carpet, and they have a £1 million refit, don't they? You know, we love it. We've never got to rely on anybody very much to do anything. And it's a big plus, I think, in life. Not only this job, in life.
Paul's probably saved about £5,000 doing the gates himself. First to go through them, a beautiful 1936 Austin shooting brake. It's the day of the auction, and prospective buyers have been clamouring for quality memorabilia.
It's a box of hammers.
Box of files, worth a fortune.
I used to make ice cream when I left school, and obviously I've seen this, and why not?
Don't forget when you sell those post boxes to announce that they come with the keys.
With the keys.
Okay.
£600. God, they're not heavy. I carried one round.
It's a late 1920s, early 30s AA sign. This was £250. It was quite a collector's item.
But the star attraction today is the XR2 from the early 80s. Expected to go for big money, but you can never be sure.
Just don't know on the day, do you? You just don't know who's going to turn up, who's going to be here, who's going to be on the phone. You just don't know.
Owner Rob is here, though. He's anxious to find the love of his life a good new home.
You guys are crazily fanatical and they're like your babies. And you want someone to nurture that baby the way you nurtured it. It's a little bit odd.
The restoration of it is bang on.
Thank you. Why have something 80% when you can have it 110%?
But first, Rob's other car, the Escort Bonus.
I wanted to do this before, but I thought I'd get me caught.
In the 90s, considered basic transport for the senior driver.
When I was a kid, you know, I had all the Escort RSs and, you know, the Ford XR2s, XR3Is. So it's a car of my generation, and the condition of this is pretty outstanding, you know.
Lot number 57, 1990, Ford Escort Bonus. Rolls back the years, this. When you think how many we've sold, good grief, sold hundreds, thousands of the damn things. Mileage 30,000, looks right to me, smells right, looks right, feels right. Most important thing, it smells right. Start me on it, whereabouts, 2.5, we're away, 2.5, 2,750, 2,753, £3,000 on the left, going then, £3,000, Andrew's the bidder, 3,250 on the right, 3.5, selling it, 3.5 on the left and going, shaking his head, thanks Nick, 3.5 on the left, selling it, 3,700, sold, sorry, 3,500. I am getting above myself.
For £500 over reserve, the telephone bidder gets a slice of 90s conservative motoring. It's a good start for Rob. But all eyes turn to the XR2.
Yeah, that's mint. Brings back memories.
Yeah. Memories of what?
Of other people having them and not me not being able to afford it. But now we can. This is when we come into our own. Racing cars for the boys.
Rob's sales chat seems to have done the business.
I think we're going to have a good bid on it. Yeah, it should be well looked after and join my classic car collection.
But there's going to be competition.
Ford Fiesta XR2, lot number 70, 1982 she is. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, have you seen this? Ooh, boy, oh boy. Oh, dear me. Beautiful, isn't it? Ooh. 1982, Ford Fiesta XR2, start me on it, where are we going to be? Where everyone wants to give 10, 10, 10, 10 1, 10 2, 10 2, 10 3, 10 4, 10 4, 10 5, 10 6, 10 7, there you go. 10,700, submitting then, 10,700, 10 8, 10 8 there, 10 8 out the back, 10 9, 10 9, 11, 11,000 on the left, 11 1, 11 1, 11 1, come on Stuart, you got loads, 11 1, 11 2, 11 2, 11 3, 11,003, 11,004, 11 4, I'm selling it, make no mistake, 11 4, 11 5, 11,005, 6, 11,600, 7, 11 7, 8, 11 8, 11,800, 9, 12,000 is going, 12,001, 12,100, 12 1, 12 2, 12,002, 12 250, 12 5, 12 5, 12,500, 12,005, 12 6, 12 7, 12,700, 12 7, 12 7, he's got nearly as much money as you. 12,700, 12 7, there we are, 12 8, 12,009, 12,900. What do you think? It's going. 12,000, 13, 13, 13 1, 13 2, 13 2. Gentleman here is buying it. 13,200 and going. 13 3, 13 4, 13 5, 13 5, 13 6, 13 7, 13 7, 13 7. What do you think? 13 8, 9, 13 9, 14 1, 14 1, 14 1, 14 2, 14 3, 14 3, 14 3 on the right, 14 4, 5, 14 5, 14 6 he says, 14 7, 14,700, 14 8, 15, 15, 15 1, you'll give him the phone, 15 1. 15 1, 15 2, 15 3, 15 3,
15 4,
15 4, 5.
15 6,
You're a pin drop, can't you? 15 5, 15 6, 7.
15 8, do you want it?
15 7, sold and going. 15 8, 9, 15 9. There you go, mate. 16-1. 16-1 and away and going.
Are you sure?
16-1.
He's finished it.
Well, he's to be congratulated. Tell him thank you very much. 16-1, you got it. And more importantly is that man there. Well done. Good lad.
Neil Tetherton wins the day. And there's a good reason why he paid £5 over the reserve.
Apparently, it's one of the previous owners what's bought it back.
Rob is keen to verify the rumour.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
Fabulous. Yeah, really good, thank you. Really good.
You've bought Deggy. That's what we call her. Deggy.
Yes. Yeah, I have. There's a little bit of a story with it. And this is my brother James's first car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
James ran it as his only car, took it to uni when he went to uni, and had a really good few years with it.
Right.
And am I right in saying that you did the rebuild on it?
Yes.
It's a real credit to you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a real credit to you. It's
many
beautiful.
hours, many headaches, many stressful times. I'm glad it's gone to yourself. Karma, what comes around goes around.
That's spot on, that.
It's unbelievable. It's something you actually see in a movie. You couldn't ask for a better sale. That's far better than the figure, what it sold for in my eyes. Far better.
After a trip down from Newcastle, the Mini Moke is now safely in the showroom. Derek has never really understood them.
Us in the trade couldn't see what would encourage someone to buy something like this new. We just couldn't get our head around it, you know. And let's face it, it was never ever going to compete with anything like the Jeep or Land Rover or any off-road vehicle. It was only two-wheel drive for a start off, so I mean it wasn't going to get anywhere, was it? I think they went down pretty well with some pop star type people and celebrities. I can remember one or two of them buy them. Different today, isn't it, it seems? We collect cars now that in their day were the most horrible blooming thing to run and maintain. I mean, you can imagine how bad these things rust out, couldn't you? I mean, it's got seams everywhere to trap rust, doesn't it? I mean, again, if you were building one, you could hardly build it sort of worse, could you, really? It's all like bits and pieces, isn't it? All stuck together. But it survived beautifully. It's a lovely car, lovely condition. I think they're overvalued, where they should be 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 quid. All of a sudden they're creeping up to 11s, 12s, 13s, 15s and stuff like that. We'll see on the day.
All right.
Following the surprising series of events surrounding the auction of Deggy, the XR2,
this is my brother James's first car.
Wow.
The cherished hot hatch is now relaxing in a lockup near Epping.
Very, very shiny paintwork.
It is looking...
It really is.
Looking good, isn't it?
Brothers Neil and James Tetherton are in apologetic mood. When they owned this car 20 years ago, they could have looked after it better.
It was just the everyday car, so we went out in all weathers, it took me to school, it took me to university, I did a bit of rallying at university in it, took me to my first job, it got broken into outside my first flat, so...
I think we learned our lesson the first time, didn't we?
Exactly.
We are...
No more big stereos.
No.
No more holes in the parcel shelf, none of that.
No, it's going to get the respect that it deserves after this many years now, isn't it?
Yeah, a little graceful retirement now, and...
Yeah.
Just enjoy the sunshine on it.
It's earned an easy life.
And with that in mind, maybe a gentle and restrained drive down the local B road.
Sufficient, I think. Do you reckon?
It seems the XR2 can still bring out the boy racer in anyone. So what news of the impractical and increasingly rare Mini Moke? Prior to the auction, John and Peter were hedgy about their interest in the car.
Very collectible now.
Collectible.
Not many made, so they command a value.
But when it comes to Mathewsons...
What's not to like about it? It's brilliant. Brilliant.
We've been to many auctions in the time, but this is the always one that stands out. It's been a very nice auction, this one.
Mini Moke. Now then, find two of these today. Who knows his Moke?
The bidding starts at 10 grand and climbs quickly.
On my books here now, 12,500, 12,600, 12,600, 7, 12,700, 8, 12,800, 12,900, 12,900, 13, 13,000, 13,100, 13,100, 13,100 going. We'll talk 13,100. Are you sure you're done? Provisional 13,100.
A provisional sale. But after some negotiation, Gary Bruce bags it for a mate.
He lives in the West Midlands and he says, buy it, wherever he goes for it, buy it. So.
Now that's a committed Moke fan. As for the Bentley S3, it's now owned by Ian Anderson, who heads up a multi-million-pound firm in Glasgow. He wasn't at the auction because he was too busy buying classic motorbikes.
I was at the Stafford showground and I managed to buy 5 bikes on that day. So my bank balance took a bit of a pasting.
Not for the first time. Ian has an impressive collection.
So I'm a fair weather rider. So I'm not one for getting the oilskins and waterproofs on. Just, when the sun shines, I'll take a bike out. When it's raining, I'll take the car.
And because it's Scotland, Ian is using the Bentley. A lot.
It does have a great deal of presence, and I think it's a very elegant car. You know, it's just the lines I particularly liked. I don't think it's overstated like, you know, some modern day cars. It just it glides along the road the way it should have done when it was built in 1964. It's actually quite comfortable. I believe the early Bentleys used to have a bench seat and then they changed to single seats. Accommodates my large bottom quite well.
And it's beginning to have that Bentley effect. One feels a bit superior.
I haven't given the royal wave yet, but maybe I should do that. The only thing that's missing, John, is a flag. I think we have to get a little flag somewhere fluttering, you know, I'm not sure what flag, Union Jack, or maybe a St Andrew's flag would be better.
Or, in honour of Philippe back in Normandy, maybe a French one.
And he'd be very welcome to come and drive it any time he wants. Bon, merci.